Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett to the Nets will go down as one of the most lopsided trades in NBA history. And it brings us to today. The date's December 7th, 2018, and the Brooklyn Nets are on an 8-game losing streak. This ragtag team sits at 8-18, and the situation seems unlikely to improve, as their young blossoming star, Caris LeVert, has gone down with a horrific ankle injury. And then something happened. They won, 105-106, an OT thriller versus the streaking Raptors. Then they won again, and 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 they won again, and they won again. And before you know it, the Nets have won 8 in a row, pushing them to 15-18, squarely back in the playoff race. In this same time span, something else has been happening. The Nets' D'Angelo Russell has gone from averaging 18 points and 5.5 assists per game, shooting barely over 40% from the field, to then average 25.5 points per game, 7.5 assists on 45, 37, 80 splits for the final 60 contests of the year. The young man traded for cap space that ended up being Rajon Rondo, JaVale McGee, and Lance Stevenson has carried his team while becoming the NBA's most improved player. So my only question is, how did this happen? So let me first start by talking about how Russell fits into the Nets team structure. Kenny Atkinson has 4 guards, D'Angelo, LeVert, Dinwiddie, and Napier, who love to score off the dribble. Some 2-man combination of this 4-person group has been together on the court nearly the entire season. This could lead to some toes being stepped on. But this year, D'Angelo has done a great job of splitting how he scores, both off the dribble and catch and shoot, allowing for these multiple point guard sets to be effective. Nowhere is this more true than from 3, where he's basically split the percentage of shots taken in each situation down the middle. And to boot, the shooting percentages from each situation are over 35%. Unsurprisingly, his time at shooting guard is a career high. His positional flexibility is hardly where he's improved the most this year. Check out this shot chart, and specifically this area right here, where he shot an unconscionable 52%. What's making this area so unbelievably effective for Russell is what he's able to do going to his dominant hand off the pick and roll. If you go over the screen, he does what some like to call keeping his defender in jail, allowing them to ride his back, but never allowing them to get back into defensive position, a la James Harden. This leads to fouls and floaters. If you drop under the pick, he's been equally effective pulling up from 3. If you switch and show, his hesitation on bigs is downright nasty, and he's caught many a 4 and 5 this year completely flat-footed. And if you switch and drop, well, this skill right here is going to make him a very rich man. He likes to toy with the big, and if you don't play it just right, he's going to splash one right in your face when he hits his sweet spot. This is also the range where he does the best job of setting up his teammates. Where many elite point guards drive hard on pick and roll and unsettle the defense early into the play, dropping the ball off high to the big and allowing him to attack the basket at full speed from significant distance, Russell's herky-jerky mid-range movement means he can take time to find a good pass without having to have that explosive athleticism. If I were to point out one area of his game he's improved the most this year, that would be it. He takes his time in the mid-range, multitasking if you will, between creating for himself and for his teammates. Flashy passes he made at Ohio State carried over to the NBA day one for him. This high-level decision-making out of the pick and roll has really been a new wrinkle for him this year. This has led to more 10-plus assist games this year than he has for the rest of his career combined. Now ask me what the most impressive part of his game this year has been. I have to go with his clutch play. Going by traditional clutch stats, less than 5 minutes within 5 points. He's a top 20 clutch time scorer, being surpassed exclusively by bona fide stars, and ultra-high end-of-game usage rate players on bad teams. Even more impressive is that within this group, D'Angelo is tied for 4th in three-point percentage and is outright 4th in field goal percentage. And while clutch stats are ultimately a limited indicator of closing ability, some of D'Angelo's outstanding fourth quarter and OT performances this year have left little to the imagination. Some of these performances include an end-of-game takeover to the tune of 26 points in the fourth quarter in OT versus the Cavs, a fourth quarter versus the Kings where he went absolutely supernova, scoring 27 points, the highest single quarter output for any player this season, and he dropped 44, a career high. And finally, a game versus the Hornets where he scored the Nets' last 14 points, including this cold-blooded walk-in three. It was so cold that you might even call it icy, you know, because that's like the thing he does. But D'Angelo's success paints a broader narrative. I heard countless people calling him a bust for his first 3 years in the league. My response to them and anyone who wants to judge a 22-year-old as a finished product, slow down, because you never know what you might have. Yeah, that's a Magic Johnson dig. You bald-headed fuck.
So today, I'm going to step down as the president.
If you're a fan of this type of long-form, in-depth player breakdown, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more top-notch NBA content.